What Kiki Palmer said, I hate to say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous, but I don't think Karen's over Zack. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review of Life of Chess for Tyler Perry Sistas Season 8, Episode 12. Okay, y'all, so first things first, let me know y'all thoughts on tonight's episode down below. Look, I got a question. I got two questions, actually. First, okay, I was watching on the BT app, and first, they showed Fatima calling Andy, saying that Karen was in labor. Then, next thing you know, they showed them back at the house. I said, was that an error? Did y'all see that too, or what? And the second part is, did Karen tell the doctor that she was arguing with the twins' father? Is that what she said? Because look, I was like, did she just say that? Like, I know that'll be better than just saying, I was arguing with one of the twins' father, but at the same time, he a doctor, so he probably seen that anyways. But yeah, I said, I guess Aaron missed that whole part. But I say, I feel like for Aaron, he'd be more upset because he knows that Karen would rather Zack be the father of both babies than he be the father of one. That's what it is to me. That's what it looked like. Because he came out, the doctor came out and said, no more arguing with the twins' father. He talking about some, what, she was arguing with you and all this stuff. And I said, dude, I said, just let it be known. I said, no matter what he do, I still feel like she gonna forever feel this way about Zack. This whole episode, not the whole episode, but y'all know what I'm saying. And that's why I started this episode review the way I did. But the way she reacted when she found out that Fatima was also pregnant, I was like, yeah, she's not over him. She's definitely not over him. Then, I got a question. Do y'all feel like Zack be doing too much? Then, look, Karen pulled what's her name on House Pain? Miranda. She pulled the Miranda. Well, if y'all don't watch House Pain, then y'all probably don't know what I'm talking about. But y'all remember that episode where Miranda was just walking in. Well, she still be doing that anyways. But she had a key to the house or whatever. And she was just walking in. And she said she feel like she has a right to keep the key because, her son's there. And as long as her son there, she able to do whatever she want to do, basically. She ain't said that, but y'all know. And Karen was like, she feel like she got a right to come over there because something about Zack talking about, custody schedules and all this stuff about her child. And Fatima kept telling her, that does not give you the right to come to her house, to their house or whatever. But okay, let's talk about tonight's episode. So first of all, the dude that was following Andy, he worked for the firm. He was following her because Robin had him. He talking about some doggone, he was concerned for her safety and all this other stuff. So I was like, okay, was he the one that was following Fatima too? They got those photos and everything or what? But I said the one time Andy actually defends herself, it's because of Robin. It's because of Robin. He talking about he's concerned for her safety and everything. I said, maybe he got a point. But the way they made it seem, they was talking about some doggone, she gets attacked from behind in the parking lot. I said, she the one did the attacking. I said, she the one did the attacking. That's why I said sometimes these synopses be telling stories, y'all. But yeah, I was like, she's the one that did some attacking. But Robin started telling her, you might be in danger. You might be the one that end up stabbed next. I said, he might be right because we still don't know who did it. But she was basically telling him he violated her privacy, her boundaries, all that. No, Danny was the one said that Tony was violating her boundaries or whatever. Andy says that Robin was basically invading her privacy and everything. So she ends up firing him. But then it looked like on next week's episode, she's getting him to do a favor for her. So she gonna be the one to ask him to represent what's her name, Penelope? And I can't wait to get to what's his name, Hudson part, cause he over here trying to sedate Gary again. And I said we ain't gonna never find out who done stabbed this man. But yeah, Andy ends up firing Robin, and he was basically telling her not to do that. Are you sure? And all this stuff or whatever. And she was like, yeah. And that's when she got the call from Fatima saying that Karen has gone into labor. And that's why I was like, did they mess up? Because I'm confused. Like, how's she at the hospital sitting by herself? Or maybe they left that in there by accident. But then Andy ended up showing up. So I was like, okay, I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, Fatima the one that called Andy and let her know that Karen was going into labor. So that's when she was like, she on her way or whatever. Carisha ends up stopping by to check on Danny. So they end up going to the scene where Karen, Zack, and Fatima all at the house. And they going back and forth about who overstepping, who not. Fatima telling her about herself, letting her know that she can't keep popping up and all that stuff. And that's when she ends up saying, she feels like she has a right. So they start going back and forth or whatever. Then Zack gets in the middle talking about some, y'all was doing good or whatever. Y'all ain't the problem. I'm the problem. And then Zack ends up saying the drama not good for either one of your pregnancies or whatever. And Karen heard, she said, what she said? Oh, I probably wrote it down the way she said it. Let me see if I did. I don't think I did. What you say? What she said? She's what you say? Did y'all hear that? I was like, yeah, that scene right there. Let me know. She is not. You know how she been doing all the talking. She was like, what she tell him last episode? I think when they was at the salon, talking about some, do Fatima know you hearing all that stuff? She still got feelings for him, obviously. She definitely do. And I understand it. Well, at this point, never mind. I take that back. I don't understand it at this point. No, I take that back. I take it back. But it was the way she said, what'd you say? I said, she sounded so hurt when he said, I said, I feel like she thought that she had one up on Fatima. Y'all know how sometimes, and I say some females or whatever, and some dudes be like, yeah, I got his child, I got her child and all that stuff. Then that means they think they got one up on you because they got your child or whatever. Karen. Definitely Karen. Because she was shocked. And it's like, okay, she already done got the ring. Now, I know that don't always mean nothing nowadays, unfortunately. But she done got the ring. They sharing the house. She got his, passcode or whatever. Remember when she was saying that he never gave that to her and all that stuff? She getting everything you don't got. She feel like this one thing she had over Fatima. And now Fatima got it too. And the way it's looking, they finna get ready to have, I don't know now. I don't know. I'm just speculating. It seems like something's going to end up going wrong. That's what it seemed like. But I said, after all this, I feel like Aaron and Karen the same. They the same. Both of them not getting it. He keep going above and beyond, showing this lady that he want her and he'll be there for her and the twins no matter what. From the get-go, he been saying it or whatever. But she don't want him still. Now, they supposed to be kissing, look like they are about to kiss on next week's episode. We'll see. And she don't get it because she still feels like or felt like she had one up on Fatima. Do y'all? And I was gonna ask y'all. I was about to say before the doctor said it was Braxton Hicks or whatever. I was about to say she was faking. I was about to say how convenient it was for her to sit up here and go in labor or fake go into labor or whatever after she learned that Fatima was also pregnant. But yeah, Karen ends up. I think she started holding her belly and making a face, and Fatima then was like, "What's wrong?" or whatever. She was like, she thinks she going into labor. Meanwhile, Danny over here having a doggone panic attack. So those was the two things they said in the synopsis where they said that Karen and Danny face potentially fatal situations or whatever. Then you got Hayden over here trying to smother Gary. He tried to smother Gary. Then Gary woke up or whatever. What did he say when he woke up? I forgot. But yeah, Gary woke up. Hayden talking about some doggone, I was trying to help you get comfortable. Then he started talking about his girl and all this stuff. And he was like, do I know her? Am I supposed to know her? Am I supposed to know you or whatever? Then he realizes that, he doesn't remember either one of them. So Hudson came in the room. This man, Hudson, talking about some doggone, Gary needs to be sedated. Sedated? Then you just sedate him. You trying to take him up out of there, ain't you? But I feel like Hayden peep game. But at the same time, Hudson peep game too. They both crooked, long story short. But yeah, he talking about something. The first thing out his mouth is, Gary needs to be sedated. I said, he trying to take him out of there, or he trying to make sure he doesn't remember anything. Or he trying to make him stay sedated long enough that he could do whatever he want with his business, or whatever. Zack and Fatima was at the hospital waiting on Karen or whatever, and Zack was so stressed and worried or whatever, and that's when Fatima was basically trying to calm his nerves or whatever, and he was saying how it's too early for her to be in labor, and I was like, right, it is, ain't it? I said, I wonder if next season is going to be the season where she actually has the babies. Sabrina ends up asking Rich what they said on the phone, at the clinic or whatever, and that's when she got the call from Carisha saying that that Danny had a panic attack. I said, look, not even, she just found out herself. He didn't even wait till she got off the doggone phone, and he called Tony and let him know. But I will say, I loved how when Tony found out, he dropped everything. He dropped everything to go check on her. And the second thing is, when he got there, he was pushing everybody out the way. He pushed Rich out the way. He pushed what's her name, Sabrina out the way just to get to her. Only for her to sit up here and say, he's the reason why she had a panic attack. I mean, they was going back and forth before it happened. But at the same time, I was like, now before, when they was showing his ex-wife, I was like, yeah, because that still was suspicious to me, or whatever. But lately, he been steady trying with her and stuff, except when he wasn't trying to sleep with her or whatever. That was suspicious. But I think he said the reason for that is because he want to make sure he check on her, and he also don't want her to think that that's all he wants from her and stuff like that. Something he said. I don't know. I do not know. But yeah, I said Rich didn't even wait till the girl got off the phone. He hurry up and call. Look, they said dudes be gossiping more than females, y'all. That's what it looked like. And this was the scene where I was like, okay, did she say that she was arguing with the twins' father, or what? What did she say? But yeah, the doctor ends up revealing that they got somebody new. They said they supposed to be had a lot of new characters this season, but yeah, they end up revealing that it was false labor or whatever. And then the doctor was saying how, she not supposed to be under no stress. She needs to basically eliminate the stress or whatever, not to be arguing with the father of her twins and all this stuff. Then he took his tail outside the doggone room and said the same thing or whatever. And that's when Aaron heard it. But I said I gotta say this before I forget because I didn't write it down. When Karen had came out, she was in a wheelchair or whatever. What did he say? I just realized that maybe that's why he said that, because she was in a wheelchair or whatever. Cause what he said, what happened or something, he said that he was just, when he ran to her or whatever, that reminded me of that scene when he thought she was in that fire and he ran to her. That's what that reminded me of. Did y'all see the look on Fatima's face? But yeah, Zack was still worried and Fatima was still trying to tell him to calm down, that everything gonna be okay. Danni ends up, wait, let me see. Danni said she feeling better. She said Rich, the ops. Oh, that's when she was talking to Carisha. She was telling her that she feeling much better. And by that time, that's when Sabrina and Rich showed up. And she was telling Sabrina how Rich is the ops and everything. I feel like Danni be doing too much. I feel like she doing too much. I feel like she's entitled to say, he was overstepping when he signed up for that program. But she making it seem like this man, what do they call it? When, you finally get somebody that's good for you or they're trying to help you elevate and stuff like that, and you self-sabotage. She's self-sabotaging, I feel like. But at the same time, I still don't feel like they belong with none of these dudes. I don't know. Let me know down below what y'all think. But yeah, Tony finally ends up showing up or whatever, and that's when Danni was blaming him, saying it's his fault and told him to go and everything. And that's why I was like, okay, I don't understand what they got going on. Hopefully they work things out, because at this point, take them back. Take them back. But Andy ends up stopping by to see Karen and check on her. She was saying everything okay. That's when she offered to take her back home, and she was like, she rode with Zack and Fatima. But I just realized something. Oh, she said she was going to visit Gary, and that's when they was questioning her, but she never answered. I said maybe she gonna get there in time to see that Hudson having Gary sedated. But Aaron ends up showing up finally, and that's when he was checking on Karen and asking why she didn't call, and she was like she was about to before everything happened or whatever. The doctor ends up coming out to say, no, remember what I said, basically, no more stress, no more arguing with the twins' father. I said, did you not hear what he just said? And he gonna sit up here, Aaron gonna say some doggone, I'm sick of your stuff, Zack. I'm sick of you, Zack. You always causing Karen these problems and stress, and I'm sick of it. That's what he said, y'all. He ain't said it like that, but y'all know how I do. I said, this man just came out and said, no more arguing with the father of the twins' father or whatever. And that's what you mad about? And that's what I wrote down. I said, I feel like Aaron, no. Karen would rather Zack be the father of both babies than he be the father of any. But he just stepped to Zack and stuff, just started talking crazy. And Fatima told Karen, tell him that they wasn't arguing or whatever. And that's when she was like, yeah, they wasn't arguing. They was just having a discussion or whatever she said. And he still just going off or whatever. They going back and forth. Zack threatening him. He threatening him or whatever. He talking about he was going to do something to Aaron. Aaron talking about some do it then. He told him that the twins need at least one father that's a role model or something like that. And they just going back and forth. The doctor's supposed to be coming out to check them on next week's episode. And I said, why did these folks be making all this progress just to backtrack? But I said, now, Aaron, she literally just told you that they wasn't arguing. What is you doing? And Fatima just steady trying to keep the peace and everything, but he over here coming in Zack's face, and she trying to pull Zack back and everything. On next week's episode, Karen's supposed to be talking about some, thank you for having my back and all that stuff. And I said, but he wrong. He came in. How you gonna come in here and talk crazy? You don't even know what's going on. You don't even know what's going on. Sit down somewhere. But Danni ends up talking to Sabrina or whatever, and she admits that she knows that it wasn't Tony's fault or whatever. And I said, she gonna end up pushing him away back to his ex-wife. Because she keep on. How many times you gonna push him away before he go? Come on now. Come on, stop self-sabotaging. And I feel like that's what it boils down to. And I feel like also that she should be single. But they end up showing Tony and Rich talking, and basically Tony was saying he just trying to help Danni. He just want to be there for her. And Rich ends up basically saying, you gotta let her figure that out for herself. And I said, right, true that. Rich then ends up revealing to Tony that the clinic said there may be something wrong with his sperm. And I said, oh my goodness. I wonder if they're gonna actually use the money sperm or what. But Jordan ends up calling Tony at the end of the episode, basically saying that Penelope has been arrested for Gary stabbing, asking them have they seen the news or whatever. By that time, when they got to the hospital or showed the hospital scene, Hayden and Andy both got alerts on their phone about Penelope being arrested. So I was like, okay, if she's been arrested, do that mean that Andy can come back to work or what? But I skipped the part. I skipped the part where Robin ends up calling Hayden and saying that he needs him to cover Andy's cases for a while longer. But Andy ends up showing up at the end of the episode, and that's when Hayden ends up telling her that he finna get ready to look after her clients. I said, man, oh my goodness. But yeah, that's it. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, this is how girl rest of the night. Be safe.